Hello everyone, and welcome back to an overview of the settings of the Sony x900h. There's a lot of good features on this particular TV. There were a lot of questions asked in a lot of the previous videos, like for example, do I see any DSE, dirty screen effect, or have I seen any banding, things like that? I have not seen anything like that on my, just on mine's, just in general. I haven't seen anything like that. I have seen reports that that does happen on some, some other people's TVs, but I haven't seen it on mine, so I can't really speak on that. But this particular this particular video is about the settings. So I just want to kind of go over it with the picture settings. For example, you got game mode. Right now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, which by the way is an amazing game, and I'm going to show a little bit of gameplay once I get done going over it. The game just looks amazing on this TV. It's insane. So for this game, they have game mode, you have graphics, photo, and custom. So custom is supposed to be a mode that is specifically made for, basically they get rid of all of the graphical settings where they're actually, fixing the screen. So no screen smoothing, no nothing, absolutely no processing whatsoever. You're getting raw data from any video that you're watching. You're going to see exactly what the director intended, and essentially from there. Let me make sure. You also have cinema mode, which is what custom mode used to be, but now it's just more of a, it's still very good for movies and things like that. Very generic mode for you to watch movies. And then it's standard. And then vivid, the mode you absolutely do not want to use. Vivid is essentially what every TV is set to when you go to Best Buy, you go to Walmart, or you go to Costco to make it look as bright as it possibly can, but it actually washes out the picture just in general. So we'll get it back on game mode. So fun fact, just like I said before, what I like about this TV is that, as you can see in the top right corner, says that this game is an HDR. Everything's automatic. Obviously I have it in ARC. I believe that is HDMI 3. Yeah, HDMI 3 in ARC, but I just love the fact that you don't have to move everything. It's already pre-set up to where you plug it in, it knows what it needs to do, and you're good to go. So I love that about this television. You see I got auto picture mode is off. From there, the brightness is at max, contrast 90, gamma 0, black levels are 50, black adjust is off, auto local dimming is on medium. Now I will say that some people like to put it on low. I even saw some people talking about just turning it off, but I leave mine on medium. It just looks the best to me. Extended dynamic range. Essentially, it just makes the brighter areas much brighter. Use that extra energy to do that. What I like about the settings menu, that Sony, they revamped their settings menu, is that it has a nice little breakdown of every single setting. So you no longer have to guesstimate what it is. If you're just someone fresh off, you're like, hey, this is, I'm getting into TVs. This is my very first time getting into TVs. Excuse me. I don't really know what all of these features are. It's really nice that they have pictures and a short explanation of what every single adjustment does. Every single feature from there. So I really love that about that. You see here, everything is already preset. You got live color, you got clarity, things like that. You got motion, video signal, and advanced color adjustment. So those are all of the different things you can change from a picture standpoint. Obviously on the screen you can adjust aspect ratios, so on and so forth. From there, your sound and your audio output. So I really love that about that. But here's my thing. This is the number one thing that I love. Now, I am not someone who buys a lot of TVs. Like, I usually don't have a lot of turnaround. I'm very interested in televisions, but usually I'm the type where I'll buy a TV, I'll usually ride with that TV for a few years, and then I'll purchase another one. That's just how it is. I'll get it 5 or 6 years. When I see some new features that I want is out, that's usually when there's a major update, then I will adjust and purchase another television. I do plan on purchasing, for example, another television for the bedroom. That may be another x900h 55-inch, or it could be one of the new Vizio M series, the M8. I'm looking at possibly purchasing that as well. But what I do love about this particular TV is that you do have those large settings that we just went through. But I love that if you hit the settings button, there's a little quick settings. I love this. I love this. This is awesome for me. So that is really a lot of the settings just in general. They do have shorts where you can add particular apps from and program them on your controller, so you can go ahead and get access to that really quick. But the settings are pretty much as simple, easy peasy. So as showcasing that, I really wanted to show, and this game has actually been showcasing this while we've been looking around, is that, man, this TV looks insane when you're gaming. So, I've still been hearing people complaining about the brightness on this television. It's ludicrous. Now, where I'm standing currently right now, is in a relatively bright spot in this game. This game is just a lush jungle, lots of destruction in Japan, Tsushima, and currently it's the evening right now. So I'm getting light coming into my living room. Even though I have the blinds closed, I'm still getting a decent amount of light coming in. And even with all that, you can just see how bright this television can get. It's really impressive, just in general. Now, I will say this, with X wide angle, that is a big deal. If you are sitting in an area where someone has to sit off center, as an example, if someone has to sit off center and you're trying to show them, really get great colors that this TV can produce and things like that, it doesn't have the best angles. If you're looking dead center, everyone sitting right in front of the television, looks very good. But the way that me and my wife have our living room set up is that we have a sofa right in front of the TV, and then we have a love seat that's sitting off to the side. A general standard, what people usually do. When you're sitting on that love seat, colors don't look so good. The colors actually look a little washed out, just in general. So it really is missing that feature. I really wish Sony would not have done that, would not have taken out X wide angle, but I'm sure, the main reason is that they had to have some sort of differentiation between the 900 series and the 950 series. So that is one of those things. If that's what you're looking for, and you're looking for the absolute best quality picture you can possibly buy, ignoring any next-gen features, like for example, if 120 hertz isn't for you, if VRR is not for you, if you can still get a auto low latency on 2.0 as long as they push it in. But if you're looking for those, if those features are not important to you, and you're perfectly fine running 4K at 60 frames per second, which who isn't fine with running 4K 60 frames per second, as an example, you know, get the X950H. The X950H is the X900H with basically all of the graphical quality and quality of life upgrades, but it's missing the next generation ATSC 3.0 tuner. It's missing the HDMI 2.1, and it's missing variable refresh rate. So that's the difference. This year with Sony products, usually you can say, okay, I got all my plugs. Let me look at screen quality and let me pick my best screen quality. But unfortunately in 2020, we're kind of in this pseudo area where you have to pick between do I want best screen quality and future proofing, or do I want future proofing and great screen quality, but just not the absolute best that Sony can offer? And that is not to say there's anything negative about the screen quality of the X900H. It's more so that they actually just stripped a couple of features out of it to differentiate it from the X950H. So that's really where it is from there. But yeah, that's really about it. Like I said, the game, just performance-wise, like I was saying, look at this. Look at this. And this is us looking, you know, just straight on, you know, full HDR. This game looks insane. Game looks insane. I love it. I have not been disappointed in a single game I have tried out. I will continue to try out different games as I'm constantly going through the television and going through the settings, and also going back and forth as to whether or not I'll get someone to calibrate the television, as maybe or maybe not. I'm still having debated that, and I also plan on getting the I believe it's the HT700 sound bar and subwoofer. I plan on purchasing that to pair with this television as well. So I'll also give a breakdown of that as well in my next video. If you have any questions or anything else that you would like for me to check, please let me know in the comments below. And I'll definitely try my best to make sure that I get those tests added in the next video as soon as we possibly can. So that's really about it. Everybody else, stay safe out there. Peace.